Hello, so today I'm going to be doing a video about the movie Rocket Man, which I just went and seen, and you might hear the fan in the background because it is entirely too hot and nobody has time for that. So, yeah. Anyways, obviously one of the reasons I wanted to see the movie Rocket Man is because, again, Elton John is one of the people that I've always listened to ever since I was a baby, because my mom used to really like Elton John. She still likes him, but I mean, she really liked Elton John. She always showed me different Elton John videos and stuff like that. And one of the first Elton John videos I ever remember seeing is him with the Muppets, I believe. It's me and Susie had so much fun, holding hands and skipping stones. So it's always kind of been there ever since I was a little kid, and I remember, back in like 2015, 16, I don't know, way back when I was in my like phase of just listening only old music, whatever, I bought the album Goodbye Yellow Brick Road a while back. It's like 3-4 years ago now. But yeah, so I just really love Elton John music. I like everybody in the movie, and yeah, I've been waiting to see this for a long time, mostly because Richard Madden. And everybody knows I love Richard Madden, and like I said, I always say, if you this is just for people who are just now getting into Richard Madden, not like me, because I've been watching Richard Madden movies for so long, I can't even like comprehend. So anyways, he's in a lot of really good stuff, and if you want to watch like the epitome of good acting from Richard Madden, you can watch Klondike, you can watch Birdsong, and Lady Chatterley's Lover, because I think he's really good in all three of those. And he's really good in Bodyguard and all this other stuff, but I'm saying those are some more like underrated things in my opinion. And in Worried About the Boy, watch Worried About the Boy, because he's really underrated in that, and he's really good. And yeah.
My mate gave me a back, he dropped me off at the club. Why, do you like bikers or something?
Oh, the ones who don't chase me or threaten to kick my teeth in.
No, my lady. I meant no disrespect. All I meant was that it wasn't important enough for you yourself to be put out over it.
That's all of it. $4.50, every cent I got for graduation.
So that's kind of one of the reasons I wanted to see this, but also because I really like Elton John and his music. So yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna just talk about like different things I liked about the movie, things I think they could have did more on, and stuff like that. Anyways, spoilers, by the way. Anyways, so when the movie is first opening, we see Taron Egerton, obviously, as Elton John, and he's walking into an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting.
Why is it called Alcoholics Anonymous if you start off by telling everyone your name?
So anyways, he starts telling everybody his life story, and at first he's like, everything is fine, my life is fine, whatever, but as we see in the little flashbacks, life is not fine. And he really had, what's it called? A kind of, and we see him, I don't know if Bernie was in the movie yet at this point, because like they were friends and they were writing music. I think he was there at this point, because I think he had started discussing making his own like types of songs. I don't know though yet. No, I don't think they met yet, because at first he was in a band, and he was talking to the man in the band, and he was like, how do I basically get to the level that you guys are at? And the man was like, you just have to reinvent yourself and become who you truly want to be. And I was like, yeah, because, you know, you go through different things in life, and you just realize, like, who am I? What am I? So you just can, like, that's one of the fun things. You can put pieces of yourself together that you really like and make the best you. And so then, the man, another person in the band, takes him like in this little corner and he kisses him, and I'm like, that was so cute, like, oh my gosh. Anyways, so then we go on and on and on, and I think he just kind of starts performing on his own from there. I have the worst memory, but yeah. So eventually he signs a record deal, and he's like, you'll get $10 a week. And this is before he meets John. Trash. But, so, before he meets him, he is writing with Bernie, blah, 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 blah. They're having a good time. And they eventually go to this party. I think. Either this is before or after, I don't know. I have movies always out of order, so I won't know until a few months when it comes out on DVD, and I can rewatch it, and then I'll be like, how did I put this in the wrong order? But anyways, either before or after this, they go to this party. And Bernie meets this girl there. I think her name was Heather. And at the party, he's like, okay, I'm gonna go be with Heather, bye. And we see Elton, and he's walking, and he's like, well then, I guess I'll just be sad then. So anyways, when Vernon goes away, John Reed, trash, comes over there, but he's not really, because I like Richard Madden too much. So this is the Richard Madden point when Richard Madden comes into the movie.
John Reed.
Elton. So you like the song then?
Not quite as much as the singer.
And they start talking, and he's like, oh, this and this and this. You know, I really love your music. You have talent. You're really smart. Blah, 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 blah. Basically just saying all the stuff that people say to kind of put you in a type of, feel some type of way so that they can basically take advantage of you, which the man ends up doing, which is wrong. But anyways, so at first it starts out all sweet, all nice. He gives him compliments, blah, 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 blah. Then I think this is the part where they go with each other. I don't know. Is it at the party? I mean, after the party? Either way, eventually he ends up being with John Reed. And the thing is, I was like, the way people were talking about this, I expected more. And then when I saw the movie, like the actual scene, I was like, that's it? Okay. Like, I don't usually watch the fresh scenes in movies. Like, I always skip them. It doesn't matter what type of movie it is. I always skip them because, like, that's just not my thing. And I'm like, no. But I was like, it's in theaters. You can't, there's nothing you can do. And I was watching this with my mom, and I was like, that's it? Like, what? I expected, like, the way people were talking about it, I thought it was gonna be like something crazy, you know? Like the movie, The Normal Heart, sure is more than that, and it's a made-for-TV movie. And I'm like, this is like a major studio movie. Like, why is this movie rated R? This easily could have been rated PG-13. I don't understand why it's rated R. Anyways, whatever. So we get past that point. Him and John are kind of talking to each other, blah, 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 blah. He signs his record deal at that point, I think. Yeah, I think he signs a record deal with John and changes basically companies from the man he was with to like go into John's company. Because I know he performed at all these places. He performed at the Troubadour and he performed at all these different places. So eventually he meets up with his old friends from the band that he was in before, which is the man that was like, you just have to destroy your original self and become who you want to be. Recreate yourself. And they're sitting at the table talking, and the one that kissed him basically just outs him. And I'm like, you can't do that. Why would you do that to somebody? Like, that's rude. Like, you don't know. It takes people years to figure out who they are, be comfortable within themselves. So you can't just be outing people like that. I was like, I'm offended, but okay. Anyways, so that happens, and he's talking to Bernie, and he's like, would you still be my friend? Does it change? What do you think? And he's like, no, I wouldn't change how I feel. We're still friends, whatever, whatever. And he's like, oh, okay. And then they just have a laugh over it. It's whatever. And they move on. So eventually we go on and on and on. I think this is either before or after. I don't know, but there was a point in the movie where Bernie was like, I'll always love you. I'll always be your best friend.
This one's for you.
So my brain is blinking for some reason, but we go on and on and on. Eventually performances happen. He performs more and more, and one day he goes, like, John is like, you have to tell your parents to be ready for when PR people come, like, you have to be ready for that. And he's like, I don't want to do that really. And one day it's before a show, and he's like, you have to tell your mom all this stuff. And so he goes to tell his mom basically that he's gay, whatever, whatever. And she decides to be really mean and is like, well, nobody likes you and nobody's gonna love you. And I already knew that you were gay, so nobody cares. And he's just like, well then, and basically obviously shattered, like, why would you say that? Why would you do that? And then he goes to tell John to basically reschedule the show because he's like, I'm not dealing with this. I don't have, like, I can't be dealing with this. This is a whole bunch of dramatics and whatever. And John comes over there, and I'm just like, well then, punches him straight in the face, and is like, nobody cares, now get on that stage and perform because I said so.
Get on that stage, man!
Because I make the decisions around here and you don't, and I'm like, who are you? Like, It made me so annoyed that he didn't punch him back, like, in the face. I'm like, are you kidding me? You are not about to come over here and punch me in the face and then just walk away like it's nothing. Like, no. I don't care what you do. Never let somebody just hit you like that. And yes, I know it's really hard when, like, your self-confidence is, like, already shaken. You already feel like basically there's nothing left to live for. Everything is already horrible. And it's hard to pull that out of yourself to be like, not let yourself be disrespected like that. But I'm like, that is so disrespectful and rude. Like, honestly, why would you do that? Anyways, and now, I don't know if it's before or after, but basically, he ends up getting fed up with John and he's like, I'm done with you and you are a horrible person, basically. And he's about to go off, as they say. But then John, like a shady hobo, is like, oh, here's your company, here's your family, here's all these party guests. And he's like, why'd you invite all these people? And he's like, you're the one that told me to. And he's like, no, I said next week. And he's like, today is next week, so, and I'm like, why did nobody smack him, like, with a chair, like, when they had the chance? Like, oh my gosh, like, somebody should have hit him with, like, a shoe or something, like, bye. Anyways, so they're at the party, and he eventually goes upstairs because he doesn't want to deal with the party. His friend Bernie comes up there and is like, so what's it like, blah blah blah. He's with these two girls, but Elton is acting like some type of way, so he's like, let's just leave. And then we go back to Elton, and he, like, swallows all these, like, drugs or whatever, and he starts walking down the stairs, and then he falls. Well, he doesn't fall, but he jumps. I don't know, would you say he fell in the pool or he jumped in the pool? But anyways, he ends up in the pool because he was gonna kill himself. He goes in the pool. And we see him talking to his, friend. Not his friend, his younger self. And they sing a song. I forget which song they do, but they sing a song while they're under the water. And eventually, all the people from the party, some of the people from the party eventually go down to the pool, and they save him, and they bring him back up from drowning, so he doesn't die, basically. Yeah, so they save him from almost dying, and he goes to the hospital. And then John is like, nobody cares, you need to go and perform. And he's just like, why? But he goes anyways, and he has to perform. Though I forgot a part, when they performed the song Honky Cat, I was like, Richard Madden can do everything, because I'm shook to the core, because he's such a good singer. Like, oh my gosh, like, I already knew that Taron Egerton could sing because I heard him sing before, and I was like, I even made a video way back when, I was like, oh my gosh, such a good singer. So yeah, I already knew he could sing, but we've never really heard Richard Madden singing, like, as an audience. He's never done, like, a singing movie, I think I'm pretty sure I've seen all of his movies and his TV shows, and I don't think I've ever seen him sing unless there's, like, a song part in Medici that I didn't see, but either way. Yeah, so he sings in that song, and it sounds really good, and they do this cute little duet, and it's like, whatever. Eventually, he gets out of the hospital, he goes performing, and I forget, either way, it gets to the point, he kind of fires John and is like, leave, nobody likes you. And John is like, well, nobody cares because I have money, so herpity-derpity-derp. And he basically just leaves. And we see throughout the movie, he continues having these conversations with Bernie, and Bernie's like, you need to give this up. We need to stop. We need to go home. We need to stop doing this crazy stuff. And he's like, no, it's fine, whatever. And eventually he gets married, and then, I don't know if this part's before or after he gets married. I don't know. Either way, eventually we get to this part where he's talking to Bernie at a restaurant, and he's like, basically like, you were never there for me, you never cared about me, because that day we were at the party, you left me. And he's like, are you serious? You're gonna bring this up all these years later? And he's like, yeah. And then Bernie leaves the restaurant and is like, I don't have time for this, bye. So this, I guess, is the scene where they talk about, like, his kind of, like, bulimia. But I'm like, the thing is, they didn't really address it in the movie, in my opinion, because they could have made it more, like, profound, I feel like. They could have addressed it more. They didn't really. They just kind of have, like, one little mini scene, and it's not really a scene about it, you know what I mean? And I said, the thing about it is, when I was way younger, that's kind of one of the reasons I wanted to be a doctor, because I used to watch the show MTV True Life all the time back in the days, and they always did these stories. They had like one story about this boy that had like anorexia, and then another story with a boy with like bulimia, and they were like, people don't talk about like male eating disorders because they always say like eating disorders are associated like with girls, women, whatever. And that's kind of one of the reasons I wanted to be a doctor, because I wanted to open like a male eating disorder clinic, because I don't know, I just wanted to do that. I might still do that actually, because that's one of the things I wanted to do. One of the reasons I wanted to become a doctor when I was younger, because I was like, this is a topic nobody really addresses, whatever. And I also, I don't know how I'm going to do that, because I want to do law, forensics, and medical, but whatever, we'll do. Triple degrees, let's do it. So anyways, that's getting way off topic. But anyways, they address it in this little mini scene, and then we see that he does some more drugs, I think, and he ends up having a heart attack, basically. And John, being trash, is like, he didn't have a heart attack, he just had a chest infection, whatever. He can perform, go out there, you're fine. And I'm like, what is your problem? Like, you want him to die? Like, do you literally want him to fall over and die? Like, what is your problem? So, finally, he's like, I'm not doing this, and he just walks away. Like, he leaves, and this is, like, the day that he checks into, the rehab, I'm pretty sure. And at the rehab, there's this scene, and he's talking to all his family members, and eventually he starts coming more gradually. And I think they're showing that he was over there during the course of different months and days and things, because his outfit kind of changes. Or he was just wearing regular clothes as the time went on, because eventually he's wearing like a little tracksuit. But at first he was wearing like one of his stage costumes. Then he was just wearing a robe because he was so done with life. And then he was wearing a tracksuit. So anyways, eventually all his friends and family come, and John comes. I don't know if this is supposed to be like a, what's it called? I don't know if this is supposed to be like a, what's it called? Not a hallucination, and not delirium. But I don't know if this is supposed to be like a imaginative situation or something that really happened, because he ends up talking to his younger self. And it's like, I have to let you go, basically, type thing. And it's kind of like at the end of Harry Potter, and I know this is like a fantasy musical, so I don't know which parts are supposed to be like, this really happened, or this part's like, this is just that. Because the last time, like the time I watched the Elton John documentary, like I watched the whole story a few years ago. It was like a BBC One documentary. I watched it. You know, they do those long, like 5-part BBC documentary. Anyways, it's been a while since I watched that, so I don't really remember. Anyways, it's kind of like the end of Harry Potter 5, I think, when all his family members are like, we're here for you and we'll support you, and they help him, basically guide him in the right direction. And this is basically what happens here, except his family is still kind of like crusty, except for his grandma and Bernie. So eventually he goes outside and he talks to Bernie, and he's like, don't leave me, I still need you. And Bernie's like, here you go, I wrote you another song, do something with this and get better. So this is basically the point where they show he wrote the song, I'm Still Standing. I don't know, I can't remember, I don't think that's the last song in the movie, I don't think it is. Either way, eventually he plays the song I'm Still Standing, and then some stuff happens, and I forget how it ends. I don't know how I forgot that fast, but I basically just forgot the whole movie. But basically, he does the song I'm Still Standing, and we cut to a screen where it shows like his wife now, his husband, his kids, and they're just saying he did all this stuff for like different AIDS charities, blah 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 blah, and basically everything is better now. He's been sober for 28 years, and that's kind of the end of the movie. And I was like, pretty good, cute little movie. It's way sweeter than I thought it was gonna be. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like such a soft and sweet movie, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? Like, he as a person is very soft and sweet. And I was like, that's really cute and adorable. I really like to see that. It's so adorable. So, yeah. That's basically my thoughts on the movie. I thought it was good. I liked it. I mean, why would I not like it? I liked Elton John in the first place. So, I mean, I've been waiting a long time to see this movie. So, yeah. But anyways, one of the things I want to talk about is the Don't Go Breaking My Heart scene. Now, I was like, I know nobody cares enough to, like, nobody's gonna do whatever, but my thing is, like, why did they do the song so high-pitched? Like, I feel like when, I don't know how to explain this other than saying, like, when Darren Criss did the song Wake Me Up Before You Go-Go on Glee, or, like, any Wham song, why did he make his voice so high-pitched? You know, I feel like if he would have just used his normal tone, he could have sounded exactly like George Michael, and he could have sounded really good, or even sounded like himself, but didn't have to go so high in pitch, is what I feel like. The same with the Don't Go Breaking My Heart scene in this movie. Why did they go so high in pitch to sing the song? Because Kiki D and Elton John didn't go that high in pitch in the original song, so I don't know why Taron Egerton and the girl in this movie went so high in pitch, or maybe that was the director's choice, or maybe they pitched it. I don't know. So anyways, that was one of my things about it. And I said her overalls, I think, are the wrong color, because in the original they're pink, but in this they're red for some reason. They're like burgundy, and I'm like, okay. But anyways, that was really one of my only things. But yeah, besides that, I really liked the movie. Should go see the movie. Richard Madden's only in it for like 10 seconds, but it doesn't matter. He's still in it, so you can still watch it. Yeah. So, I thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.